Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
My name is Ashley.
And my name is Kaylee.
Let's see if the void echoes back today.
We're two best friends diving deeper into Iron Flame with chapters 28 and 29.
Wow, we're getting really far into this book.
Mm-hmm. And if you've been keeping up with our podcast and listening regularly, we want to say welcome back. If you guys are first timers, welcome. We appreciate you guys being here. This is the section where we go over our book review. And then after that, we're going to start our little spoiler section, which today, kind of like the other episode, not a lot of spoilers, but
there's still a couple. There's still a couple that we're excited to talk about.
I feel like these spoilers are very pinnacle to the rest of the books.
Yes, absolutely.
They really come up quite often.
Ow, they really do. Also, my allergies are killing me this morning. So I have a nice box of tissues, which I never ever have a box of tissues in here, so.
It happens.
It does. So, starting right off, Violet is going to her first ever, God, Jesus fuck. I need to move my legs so I can move my hands. I'm too gestury for this. Violet's going to her first drop-off point, and she's really, really excited about it. I broke Kaylee. Just to let you guys know, she is currently dying laughing, if you are not watching the video version of this. But I guarantee you can hear her. She thinks it's really funny when I hurt myself.
I do, yeah, I really do. It's a big thing, you know? As a 90s kid, I grew up with physical comedy.
Oh, so, God, it's great.
Go for slapstick.
I also think that. Oh my God, this stupid thing is in my way.
I laugh at everything. Yeah, I probably
same. Do. But also, yeah, I think that if the person is hurt and okay, it's still funny. And if they're not okay, it's still funny, but you don't laugh at them.
True.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's at her first drop-off point, and Taryn does not approve of this plan. He's like, no, absolutely not. You are going to be staying on me. I do not approve of this. It's called compromise.
It is. It's called compromise. And, he said that we would go to the drop point doesn't mean that you're going to get off at the drop point.
Yeah, and he, blatantly is like, if you undo that leather, I'm launching.
Which is,
wild, sir. I mean, so valid, but also so wild. You know she'll fall off.
For sure. I think that it's fun to see Taryn in such a protective manner almost, where it's like no, I don't like this. But I also thought his reasoning was interesting because she was like, oh, what, you don't trust me or you don't trust Xaden or we did the other thing before. And his reasoning is, I don't trust the company that Xaden keeps, that the wing leader keeps.
Yeah, because shadow wielder.
Yes.
Because it's wing leader in the first book, shadow wielder in the second book.
That the shadow wielder keeps, which I think is so funny.
I do. I really do.
But
it's also interesting because he knows of, he's not on the side of kind of ignoring it and stuff. He is trying to actively fight for this revolution, and he doesn't like the company that he keeps. So I think that's quite interesting.
I think that it could be, they are griffins.
Fair.
And dragons and griffins have a natural, they naturally clash, maybe. I actually don't know in other folklore if griffins and dragons do clash. That's number one.
Oh, damn it. I try so hard.
I mean, actually, maybe they do because a lot of times griffins are with humans and humans, ride them to fight dragons.
That is true. That is true.
Maybe they do, just in regular.
Or is it just the humans that are fighting? Because didn't they have peace before humans got involved?
I think that they left each other alone, and then they teamed up for
Fighting the Venom.
And then they were fine, and then I think they got into something, or...
I think it was once the humans were involved, though. I think they left each other alone. Humans got involved to fight Venom, and then something happened.
Valid.
Yeah, humans are at fault for everything.
Yes, they are.
So true. Yes, exactly. And, Violet's on the top of Terran, like, looking over, like, really, like, reaching and, like, trying to see who's there. And she notices that there's a lot of the same people that they met from Resin. God damn.
2.
Not even tired.
And also, I wasn't even talking at that point. Damn, Ashley.
I found myself boring there. I'm not even tired and I'm yawning, but that's okay. It happens all the time. Watch the podcast. Kaylee keeps track. How many will it be today, you guys? Comment down below.
I mean, at this point, I think
it's like 20.
I think that would kind of be fun. Once we end the Empyrean series, somebody go back and count how many times Ashley has yawned.
I thought you were going to say it's going to be a podcast about how many times I yawn in an episode.
I also think we could do that, though. I think me and Avery could make a video of just you yawning.
Probably. You're not. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, probably. That was my nail, not my finger. And she notices that there's this girl that's looking at Zayn with like such longing. Like, wow. And I just think this note that I wrote is so funny, but it wasn't me. Like, it was me, but it wasn't for the note.
Well, the voice to text does some things sometimes.
It does, and I got really mad at it. Because I was like, oh my god, just do what I'm trying to tell you. Like, shut up!
Valid.
It's great. And then, there's someone named Kat there, that if we remember back, Bodhi mentioned that Catriona, Kat, was somebody, and then he's like, oh god, I've said too much. Just, are you gonna forget that by the time you get to Samara? And she's like, nope. I think she did forget, though.
I think she... Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to choke on air. But I think she wasn't prepared for her to be there. Mm-hmm. So I think in that context, she wasn't necessarily thinking of that.
No, but I mean, she forgot when she got to Samara. She didn't ask Zayden.
Yes. Well, I mean, when they got to Samara, it was pretty intense. Like, not gonna lie, because like they were starting like, war games, and they were like basically thrust into the scenario right away.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right.
So
like, it was a lot going on, and so she, it is valid of her to forget that.
Yeah.
And Zayden's talking with them, and it's like, what the fuck, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm almost down an arm. I almost lost my arm because I hesitated because I thought it was one of you guys.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not going to hesitate again. Like, if they're coming at me, I'm not going to hesitate. Which, also, so valid. Like, please don't lose your arm. That doesn't sound fun.
Absolutely. So valid.
Yeah. And, they're doing the weapons, and they're like, we need more. Like, there's hundreds of daggers that could, help us so much with the venom. And Zayden goes like, these are from our wards. Like, we can't just give, like, you can't take them all.
Mm-hmm. Also, at this point, Xaden does mention hey, also because these are our wards, you need to stop attacking us and taking them.
Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, I'm risking my life and all of the people that I love. Because, if they find out Xaden is a traitor, they're going to kill every marked one. And that's a very apparent thing throughout, like, this chapter, I feel like.
Yeah, which is also why he's, like you said, concerned about
and he's like
giving so many.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't, if I hear about you guys stealing them and, like, doing this, then I can't risk myself anymore. Like, this is insane. Pretty much.
Which, I mean, also very understandable. You need to, if you were going to think about for Xaden which area is more important to him, he's going to choose Erasia every time. Not necessarily Navarre, but Erasia.
Yeah, Tirandor, Erasia. Like, that country. And, they're kind of calling him out, like, since when do you sympathize with Navarre? Like, you don't typically sympathize with Navarre. You have the wards. And he's like, for now. Because he knows what's coming. Like, he knows the Venom are there, and that the more that they kind of take it, the more that the ward goes down. You know what I mean? Like, if they're taking little pieces of the wards for these daggers.
Yeah, because when the less daggers they have there, the weaker the wards are. So the more daggers that are there, the stronger the wards are.
Yeah.
Which, understandable. But also, I love the comeback of, I want to protect the ones I love, not necessarily Navarre.
Yeah. Because that is, I feel like, very Xaden.
Yes. And also, I thought it was interesting because, like, the clapback was obviously, well, our citizens are dying as well. And he said, if it really does come down to it, I'm going to choose them because these are the people I love. And I also think that if it was like reversed and he was like on the other side, he would still say the exact same thing.
He would. And, he does say, like I said earlier, he's like, I'm going to stop supplying you guys if you don't stop attacking outposts. Because it's going to make it more and more obvious for him and what they're doing as well. And he's going to have less and less daggers to sneak out.
Exactly, which is not a good idea. But as they're actually arguing kind of about, not necessarily arguing, but Xaden is telling them that he's going to protect the ones that he loves. And we kind of get into the idea of, Xaden openly says it, well, if we had the luminary, we could supply everything that you wanted us to do. We could keep supplying you. We have the supplies to make it. All we need is this luminary. And I believe that it's Serena, not Kat, that says it, but I believe it's Serena that says, according to Viscount Takaris, you don't have, like, the deal. Like, there is no deal to secure it.
But you have, like,
yet.
1 and 2. Like, you have options.
Yeah.
Like, you have 1, but 2 options to get this luminary, and you're not.
And Xaden openly says, no, those are not options.
And also, they do talk about, like, maybe we should take down your wards and then just kind of keep making weapons out of it. And Violet does say, like, you'll condemn us all to death if you take down those wards, because they're the only things keeping Venom from getting to the hatching grounds at Basgiath, which has so much raw magic, and not even just at the hatching grounds, but the surrounding vicinity of it. And so they do say, they're like, they'll be unapproachable, let alone defeatable. Like, if we take them the wards, they will not be.
Yeah, they'll be basically unstoppable. Like,
yeah,
in terms of that, considering the fact that this war has gone on for like, I don't know, like 600 plus years now, I feels. I agree with Violet that it's not going to be a good idea if they do that, because it's too much of a risk. Also, it's so interesting that it's where like the dragon's hatching grounds are, you know?
Yeah, because they moved it. It wasn't there originally. The ancestry hatching grounds aren't there. And that's why it's like the Vale. Like, it's one place.
For all of them, but
except
that was, yeah. Thank you. Good job, Ashley.
Thank you. Except
nice
for green.
Memory.
Yeah, thank you.
Good
Sometimes,
job.
not often.
Good job.
Thank you. And, you know, and they do kind of start poking at him. Like, so you would rather sit behind the wards and then provide us weapons and let our civilians die? And Zeta just goes, yeah. Like, so, like, yeah, like, this is war. And if you're asking me if I'd rather have your civilians die or my civilians die, obviously I'm going to say your civilians. People die in war.
Absolutely. And it's just, for Violet, almost like that whiplash of, man, the man that I see behind closed doors is not the man that is outside, you know, running a revolution and things like that.
And also, she did seem put back by that comment. I don't know if you noticed, like, she was like, oh, like, I was not expecting him to say he'd put Navarian citizens above, like, Griffin Riders.
Well, just in general, that he like, would even say that it's okay that these civilians die. I think that's also like a big part of it, because, you know, they are civilians. And if you have the power to protect them, then you should. And it's hard because Violet has such a large heart for everybody, you know?
Yeah.
That is like something that we have seen. She's very much these are kind of my morals.
Yeah. If she could protect everybody, she would.
Yes, exactly.
And that's her goal. Like, her goal is to protect everybody. And I think that's the reason she sided with the revolution, because she thought Navarre was protecting everybody with the wards, and like the Griffin Riders are bad. But then she found out the Venom, and she's like, oh, like now they're kind of like, in her mind, not that they're her citizens, but they kind of just lumped together, and they're like, we're all together. These are all of the people I protect.
Yeah.
Whereas Xaden is still, yes, we want to protect you, but we have our citizens, you have your citizens, and obviously I am going to side with mine if push comes to shove.
Absolutely. And not only that is Erasha and Tyrandor means so much to him. I don't think he would ever let that go.
I agree with that. Yeah. And, you know, they also do say, they're like, you assholes, we've lost civilians and people to the Venom as well. Like, you're not the only one losing people.
Which is so true. And I will admit, the delivery was kind of an asshole-y thing to do. But also, I kind of like that Xaden is known to be an asshole regardless. Like, everywhere. It's like he's kind of a fucking asshole, but I guess he's okay. Yeah.
But it's also, I feel like there are moments where if you're in leadership, you kind of have to be perceived as an asshole, because if you're not, people are gonna try to walk all over you.
Absolutely.
You know, and so he has to kind of have that persona of like, yeah, no, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you, and we're fine.
And this is where Xaden will always choose Erasha over other... What?
I was just the way you said it.
Why Zayden would always choose Erasha? Is that not how you say that?
No, it is. It's just...
Did I pronounce it wrong?
No, you didn't. It was just
exactly.
the way.
So there it is. Exactly. I did it.
You will always choose Erasha. You are right.
You always choose Erasha, and yeah, other people may think that he's an asshole for it, but I do think that he has some good points. And also, if they were able to have that luminary and make this deal with Takaris, which we've actually never heard about. This is like the first time.
This is the first time we've ever heard of the Viscount Takaris.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Viscount Takaris has arrived. I don't know why, but that's the way I feel like his name should be said.
Yes, I agree. It seems very formal.
Like the Viscount part to it. That's 3.
Oh, dang it. Get a whiteboard behind me. Fun.
Honestly, I should have the whiteboard here.
You should pull it in. Yeah. And also, like, kind of reiterating that he would always go with Tyrandor and Erasha. Because Kat does say, like, you're still an asshole, I see. You know, like, she still is very much like we were saying, like, he has a very fuck off. Like, fuck me, I'll fuck you, like, you know, like, fuck me over, I'll fuck you over, like, because that's what you have to have when you're in leadership, I feel like. And, you know, he does say, like, we've lost riders to the Venom as well. We're fighting with you, but I'm not sacrificing our movement and our civilians for yours. If that makes me an asshole, then so be it. We're not just sitting behind our wards.
I mean, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
They are not just sitting behind their wards. There's a lot of things happening, you know. They are risking their lives when they're getting these.
Yeah.
They really are trying to train and get people ready to go, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, is he's building an entire country.
Literally. And like rebuilding.
Mm-hmm. Rebuilding, because it was basically all wiped out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just...
Which, do we remember what it was wiped out from? Because I forget.
I thought it was a fire.
I also assumed it was a fire, but has it ever been stated?
I think it's stated later.
Really? Because I don't think so. I don't remember. I just assumed it was a fire. I feel like.
Or maybe it's stated in
the beginning, when she's asking the questions.
In Fourth Wing, actually. When they first, like, learn about the city. Or thing. Because, actually, she might mention it when she, like, wakes up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's either poisoned, then or it's never been mentioned.
I think it's been mentioned because I think it's been mentioned in a scribely way, but also maybe it hasn't been.
I just assumed it was a fire. But also, we haven't learned how the fire started. I know that.
I mean, I would assume that it's a fire because if it was like, you know, if it was actually Navarre that did it, they have dragons. So in my mind, I'm like seeing a dragon, like.
Yeah. Like, oh yes, absolutely.
And that was the fire noise.
with for our audio listeners, with her hand flying over her head in the mic.
Yeah, that is
about 5 times.
I mean, I'm sure that there's like at least 3 dragons, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. But it is interesting. Something to think about.
Yeah. I mean, also, yeah, that's kind of why I assumed that it was a fire, because they have dragons.
Yeah, I know, same. Unless it was like a little like match. But I feel like, not a match, but like a torch. But I don't think they would do that. They have dragons.
I was like, that's way less cool. Like, come on.
Exactly.
If we're gonna burn down a city and erase an entire country, I think we might want to pull out the dragons because it looks cool.
It does
you
look
know?
cool. You have to go for the
So-
dramatic effect. If you don't,
Then
you're
why
not
do we
doing it
have
right.
fucking dragons?
Exactly.
What was the point?
Exactly. If nothing but the dramatic effect.
Obviously.
And and Kat is kind of getting at him about this. And like we've said previously, he's had not one but two different opportunities to get this luminary from the Viscount Daggers. That wasn't as good as I did it in my head, but that's okay.
It was great, Ashley. I'm
Thank you.
so glad that you did it.
I appreciate your support. And Kaylee, I know you like
Mm-hmm.
this line, so why don't you go ahead and take this line?
Because Kat is sizing everybody up, but her rebuttal is, you're going to let the entire country fall and these citizens die because you're smitten.
So he clearly has changed his demeanor since Violet.
Yes.
Like, absolutely. Even, like, these people are noticing. You know what I mean?
As well as, I mean, Violet mentions it that there seems to be, like, some sort of connection between Serena, Kat, and Xaden. And she doesn't know necessarily, like, what that is, but she's still feeling there's some sort of connection, and, what is this?
Yeah.
And obviously she feels, like, taken aback by that line. Because that is, like, shocking to hear, but also snaps for her because that's so funny. And I love that you kind of called them out on it. Like, oh, so what? Now you're not, like, willing to do 110% because you got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
And he hands over the daggers, and there's only 23 daggers, and they're a little shocked because they signed up for 24 daggers. And
they're like, actually, there's only 23 in here.
He says that he needs one of them, and that Garrick will meet them at the next drop-off point.
Yeah, and then he does tell Violet through the bond it's at Athpine, and he's like, I'm not repeating it out loud for, like, confidentiality, which, don't they all know where the drop-off point is, but that's fine.
Well, I guess he doesn't know which Griffin riders are going to be there.
Also fair.
And also which Griffin riders he can trust. I feel like he really only trusts Serena.
And also, but Serena does say, it's like, I can control my drifts. Yeah. But I can't control, like, I'll do what I can, but I cannot control others. If they are breaking it, like, that is not on me.
Yeah. And, casually mentions, well, if that happens, they are going to be slaughtered.
Like,
super
if they
casually.
fight again, I will kill them. Like,
yeah.
And Violet is thinking, she's like, we need to get the Griffins under the wards. Like, they need wards. Like, we need to make sure everybody's safe. Like, she's still definitely in that mindset of everybody needs to be safe.
Yes, very much so.
Where it's very interesting on how Violet and Xaden's perspectives have shifted, I feel like.
Can you go into that a little bit more?
That might have to go into the spoiler chat a little bit, but it's just how...
Yeah, we can do that. That's okay. You don't have to expand. It's interesting because...
Stay tuned.
Write that down, Ashley. Write it down.
I am writing it down.
Write it down, write it down, write it down. So... Violet is under that mindset of, let's protect everybody, and they're on their way off, and then all of a sudden, like, on her dragon, because Serena says, come on, Kat, let's go. Catriona, let's go. She says her full name for the first time, because through this chapter she's been, like, referred to as Kat, and she realizes, oh shit, Kat is Catriona.
Who is the person that Bodhi mentioned?
Yeah, I think it's Garrick.
It's Bodhi. Garrick's at wrestling, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just...
Because it was when Bodhi was walking her to
you're
go
right,
to Smart.
You're right.
Is it Bodhi? Get your facts right.
Yeah, that's okay. That's when... Yeah. You're right.
Thank you. Thank you for saying I'm right.
Yes, he's escorting her to Taryn to go to Samara. And...
Yes.
Got it.
And she asks who Kat is. And that leads us into chapter 29.
Yeah, through the bond.
Yeah. And they're flying back towards the border. And she does say, she's like, I want to avoid jumping to conclusions like I did last year. And she does just blatantly ask him, like, she's your ex, isn't she? Which, can we appreciate the fact that she said that?
Yes. I enjoy that she's like, hey, instead of letting my anxious brain,
Yep.
I'm just going to ask him the question that I need to ask him. And I'm like, thank you.
Thank you. Exactly.
I know that it's hard, but...
Yeah. And he does say, like, yep, that's my ex. Mm-hmm. And he's like, but I met her, like, we ended it long before we ended, like, I met you. Mm-hmm. And she's like, dude, it's okay. Like, you know, it's like, they've never really talked about their past relationships and their sexual histories. Like, they've mentioned that they've both done things before each other. Mm-hmm. But they have not.
Ashley needs to bring that up. That they did bring,
because you thought I was wrong, and I need to prove once again that I am right.
Because the way that she talks about this man makes me believe that she was a fucking virgin. I don't care.
She wasn't.
I obviously I know now, but it's just the way that she talks about it. Like,
apparently, it's really good dick, Kaylee.
I mean, yeah, you know, okay, maybe...
Apparently he knows what he's doing very well.
I mean, there are some people that do believe if you don't have an orgasm, it doesn't count. So, you know, maybe technically that was her first time.
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, I know that that's not how it works. I'm just saying that some people
There's some people
have that.
So valid. Yep.
That's saying that it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Maybe that was her first orgasm. Maybe that's why she's like really, really into him. Mm. I mean, I guess that makes makes sense, but also at the same time. Anyway, just she gives virgin vibes. I don't know why, but like it's just a thing she does.
Do you feel better?
I do. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Ashley can continue with the actual topic of the chapter, please.
I could tell that made you feel better. I'm so glad that you went.
Yeah, just the end. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Go off, Kaylee. And I'm not disagreeing with you. She does. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and so she's kind of sitting there and she's like, I have no reason to feel like uneasy about this. And then she's like, God damn it, what is this? Jealousy, anxiety, insecurity. And Taryn just chimes in with all three, to which I will remind you that not a single dragon chose her, and you were selected by 2 dragons. Pull yourself together. And then she goes, but he once chose her. And I'm like, ma'am, can you not tell how like smitten this man is for you? Shut up.
I also
I was actually kind of annoyed by that. I was like, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Okay. I get anxiety. Like, trust me, I understand anxiety, and I can understand how that anxious brain can kind of do that.
For sure.
But also, he literally, you could tell through his actions how smitten he is for her. I know he hasn't said the 3 words, but the 3 little words, how he's smitten for her and how she said.
But also at the same time, I understand where Violet's coming from, because I'm sure that Violet doesn't think. Most people, unfortunately, don't have the best self-esteem in the way that being like, man, I'm really fucking hot. I love myself. You know, they can't all have Kaylee's confidence because Kaylee's hot.
Kaylee is hot.
It's
Kaylee
a thing.
is great.
Kaylee
is 100 out of 10.
Damn. Okay. See, only my friends say that shit to me. I love that. I was like, man. Okay.
Everybody go tell Kaylee that she's at least 100 out of 10, if not more.
Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
And Taryn does fire back. At one point, you thought you were Gruel and was satisfied. Jesus fuck.
That when you were a child.
Yeah, at one point you thought Gruel was a satisfactory meal until you grew some teeth and found the rest of the world's food waiting. Now seize this line of thinking. It does not serve you to be stronger.
Yeah, because
it does not serve to make you stronger.
I also agree with that.
Go off, Taryn. Thank
you, Taryn, because it definitely does not serve you to let your anxious brain. It's unfortunate, but it does not help.
Yeah, it's okay, anxious brain.
Yeah. Also, this is like the first time that there's like she actually like saw an ex.
Mm-hmm.
Even her exes like haven't really been around, except for, I mean, you wouldn't call Dane an ex, but ex-best friends may count.
Yeah, I'm saying like ex weird, like situationship?
I don't know if it, like, here's
the
thing.
I don't even know if it got to that level.
I think it's the ex emotional entanglement. Because obviously,
yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Nothing physical happened besides that, like the kiss after that was threshing,
which was the
awkward cousin kiss. She was like, I felt weird. That was odd.
I do absolutely love Xaden's point of view from that chapter. It was so funny hearing him just.
That was the most awkward thing to watch in the whole world. What was that?
And also, I love how Garrick and Bodhi were just laughing their asses off about. They're like, "Are you okay? I've never seen you lose your shit. This is phenomenal. I need to watch this more often." So good. And so he's like, so we could do option 2 and go back to my bedchambers and use our time efficiently. Like, really, really trying to get back into bed with her.
I mean, they haven't. I still think that chapter 27 is early in the book, but I forget
it is
that
later
these
than
are.
You thought.
Yes, but this is also the 4th time that they've actually written time.
Ever.
Like written time. Do you see what I mean? Like,
no, this is a couple times because they didn't see each other for 2. Like, this has been a couple months going on now.
I understand. Like in the book, the time lapse is like greater, but she's only written about like 4 encounters between them within the book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, it happens much earlier because the other ones are just offhandedly mentioned. Like the time passing is kind of offhandedly mentioned.
Yeah.
But I forget that she writes very reasonably long books. As in they're much shorter than a lot of other fantasy series that we've read before.
Yes. At least they move quicker.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Because this one is 66 chapters. It's pretty dense, but it's also, the time's quicker. The time's good. And it's just, I feel like it also flows a bit better.
It's 66 chapter and she slept with him in chapter 27. That's like less than a 4th way through the book, Ashley. So I was right. It does happen in the beginning. I just want to let you know. It does happen in the beginning, and I was right because it does happen within the 4th.
You thought it happened in like chapter 4, and I was like, no, Kaylee.
No, at least like chapter 12. You know, like
if that's chapter 27. There's a huge. Okay, we're getting off topic.
I'm just saying.
And oh my god. Anyway,
yes, we are getting very off topic.
Yes, it is, but that's okay. But I think it was a appropriate time to wait. Like, I'm glad that they didn't do it in, like, chapter 2, 4, 12.
Yeah, I'm honestly I'm like, we all knew it was coming.
Oh, absolutely.
It does happen within the first half of the book.
Yes, it does.
Well, really, the first fourth of the book. Just want to throw it out there.
Really, I think it's the first third. Because the halfway mark is 33 chapters, and this is 27. That's 5 chapters away from the halfway point. There's no way that's a fourth. She's doing math now, you guys, to prove me wrong. I'll continue talking as she figures out math. And so, kind of, they start talking about the Viscount Takaris, and she mentions that. She's like, hey, like, as much as I would like to go to your room, we do need to talk about the Viscount Takaris. Mm-hmm. And he's like, God, I'd almost rather talk about my exes.
Which, I guess, kind of valid, but also you need to talk about it.
Yeah, it's like, you can't avoid harder conversations, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Stop avoiding.
But is this a harder conversation?
I think for him,
it's awkward, or is this a harder conversation because it's so important to the revolution?
I think it's a harder conversation because it's putting Violet's life in jeopardy for him.
Got it. Okay.
And so I think he's trying to avoid that. Yeah. And so he says that they'll let him let the revolution use the luminary if they see Violet wield. And Violet's like, okay, like, why don't we just go do that? And he's like, 1, they're not going to let us take it and we need it with us. 2, he has a habit of keeping precious things against their will and like keeping them for himself. And he's like, you're too precious. Like, I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to risk losing you.
Mm-hmm. And she does say, she's like, that doesn't seem like it's your risk to take.
It doesn't seem like his risk to take from Violet's perspective, but if we really think about it, it would be a huge blow for Tyrandor and Erasia to lose her, because
it's a
her signet alone
can kill Venom.
Yes, but also her signet alone could really change the tide of a battle if done properly, especially her signet with Xaden's signet together.
Which I've been trying to figure out how people are like, wow, they'll be so powerful together. I'm like, I guess he can hide her, so then it's just lightning.
Yeah, but also it's like the idea of the lightning would probably be coming out of the shadows.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot more like everything is black type of deal. And then just,
Yeah, that makes it a lot scarier and harder to see, that just, I mean, at least, if nothing else, it adds an intensity.
Yes, it definitely adds an intensity.
And also, not to mention, we all know that if Violet was taken and, like, kept there, Xaden would do everything in his power to get her back.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And he would jeopardize the entire revolution just to get her back. And so we're not even talking about losing Luminary, not the Luminary, losing Violet for the revolution. It's Xaden would sacrifice the revolution for her. He has said it.
Yeah, he absolutely would. I was going to say, I was like, yeah, he would definitely burn it to the ground. Burn it to the ground for her. Like, just completely obliterate them off the map for her, which would be a huge political blow for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they're the only Navarians that have an alliance, have contact. And, well, we don't know if the others have contact, but have, a good contact. And, have an alliance with some of the Griffin Riders. And if they lose that because Xaden's upset that they took Violet.
Yeah, not really.
Like, they would lose everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like, he does say, he's like, I told you in Erasure I'd rather lose this entire war than live without you.
So, yeah. Yeah, he does. Oh, he does.
And so, again, it's reiterated that he really would lose, like, he would purposely sacrifice everything for her.
Mm-hmm. And then he ends up giving her the dagger.
Yeah.
And says, you need to be able to protect yourself. You're not the only one with bad dreams, you know? Because...
Which is kind of like, that is such a sweet little, like, hey, like, you know? That means he is dreaming about her, you know, not doing great.
Yeah, and or just, like, things that has happened.
And also, we don't really see... We see it in different ways, but we don't really see the, like, soft side, the side of Satan that's scared. And, like, in that, like, it's, like, you need to protect yourself, and, like, the little, like, you're not the only one with bad dreams. Like, he's kind of admitting a little weakness there, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
And I feel like we don't see that very often. In, like, these type of situations, I shall say. Because we see it in others, but...
Yeah, not often at all. And they are kind of just wondering, oh, are we going to go up and do option 2, or are we going to, like, stay up and, like, talk? And she's kind of rattling off different things that has happened. Like, oh, yeah, Jack Barlow is back, and Nolan is, you know, doing his thing, and Varish is an asshole, as always, and also, by the way, they made this elixir that, like, prevents you from, like, contacting your dragons, and he's like,
Dane
what?
Challenged me on the mats, like, rattling
Dane,
off all of these
Dane
things.
challenged me, and he was like, I'm sorry, I thought we were working on our communication skills. What is all of this? What is happening? And not only that, is he's openly like, what do you mean they made an elixir? Like, what is that? Like, they made a potion that stops you from being able to like reach your dragon. And she said, oh, well, don't worry about it. I know the way that it smells, and I was able to, like, stop people from drinking it. Also, I could probably make an antidote very quickly.
And if not her, Brennan could.
Yes, exactly. And if not her, Brennan could, because those are one of the skills that they both possess.
Yeah. And, you know, and he's like, and she does look, because they're flying, and she does look at him, and they're like, she's like, well, I could make you ask questions to get the answers, which was a really funny retort to that. Which is so valid of her, though.
Yes.
That was a valid response.
It is so true, because she openly just, like, gives him this information, and he doesn't ask questions at all, you know?
Flipping the shoe, like, flipping the...
Yeah. The roles are reversed.
There we go. Flipping the shoe?
I don't know. I was honestly just gonna let you have that one, because I was like, damn.
I don't know.
I make fun of Ashley so much that maybe I could just let her have that, and then other people in the comments can roast you about it.
And, you know, that's kind of where that portion of the chapter does end, and it does a time skip, and she's landing back at Vesgaiath.
Yes, that is correct. They are back at Vesgaiath War College, and
it wasn't me.
Absolutely not. They are back at Vesgaiath War College, and Indarna is still asleep, because Violet does ask, like, oh, how's Indarna? Is Indarna awake yet?
She's like, it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. And he's like, well, each individual dragon has their own individual time for when they wake up, and hers is just slightly longer than everybody else's.
Also, did you notice how she mentioned, she was like, he responded very quickly. Like, it was an immediate response, and she was like,
yeah.
Oh, God. That's interesting.
I mean, is it that interesting?
No, but she said that. Like, she's like, how, like, he answered so quickly.
Yeah. I also find it interesting to note that
she's with the elders.
Yes, that the elders are watching over Indarna. Because it has been an abnormally long time. Because she does ask, is that normal? Is her sleeping that long normal? And he says no.
Mm-hmm. And then she does say, like, she's like, she was waking up a lot when I was feeling uneasy. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, is this me?
Mm-hmm. And then he said, stop worrying. It's not going to, like, make her wake up. It, like, if you worry, like, so much, you know?
Yeah. It's like, she'll be fine. Take a breath. Mm-hmm. As soon as I know she's awake.
Yeah,
like, I'll let you know. Yeah. And, you know, she's kind of walking and she's like, oh, shit, I didn't put the dagger in my bag. Mm-hmm. It's on her person now. Or, you know, in the jacket.
Yeah, it's still in her shoulder pocket.
Yeah. And, you know, she does tell Taryn, she's like, kind of walking. She's like, I'll tell you if my punishment involves death or inconvenience.
Which I love. And then he's like, you don't have to tell me. I'm there with you the entire time. I already know what's happening.
Yeah. And he also does say, he's like, and I'm forced to bear witness to the awkwardness that is a 21-year-old human being. And I'm like, so valid. Of you, sir.
So valid. That's how I feel sometimes. It is fun. It is fun, not gonna lie.
I'm so glad you enjoy.
Yeah.
And she's passing the gauntlet where she sees her squad and like the first year's running up and practicing the gauntlet.
Yeah, and she realizes that a couple are missing, but there are some people that are still there.
And Arik made it to the top.
Yes, and it's Sloane's turn, and she's like, hey, you better take a running start at that. And Sloane's like, I don't need your help. And she's like, yeah, just keep running, kid, or you're gonna fall. Like,
yeah, I really like how over it she is.
Yeah,
she's like,
I love that she's like, damn, I feel like I'm turning into Xaden. Like, what is this? I feel like I'm turning into Xaden. Terrio comes in and says, hey, I just wanted to let you know that you've really angered the leadership. They had a lot to say about it. And also, I wanted to let you know I don't have favorite students.
But if I did.
Yes, but if I did, I would tell them that they should strengthen their shields a bit more.
Yeah.
To try to shield out their very strong, powerful dragon's emotions. So
and that this
won't
does not
happen again.
Yeah.
He also says, I also would say, because I don't have favorite students, but I would say I would have expected my other favorite student to teach you better.
Yeah, and he looks down at, because she's wearing Xaden's fight jacket, and she looks down. He looks down at.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what gender Amateraio is. I'm going to be honest about it.
I don't know either. I think it's a he.
I thought that their pronouns were he, him, but I could be wrong.
I do too. We're going to go with he.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
And I do love how he does like glance at Xaden's name.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, and if I didn't have another favorite student.
Yeah.
I do really like Amateraio. I think he deserves more spotlight.
Yeah, and I also think that it's funny, like, the way that he says that. And she's like, oh, okay, definitely, you know, and is kind of going through the hall to get to her room and is, like, baiting her breath, like, waiting for Varish to pop out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, like, getting to her corridor, and she's like, wow, I haven't seen him. Like, maybe I'll actually be able to make it to my room, change, and then go get yelled at, basically.
Yeah, basically. Because she doesn't run into anybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's calling out to teachers, too. Like, she's not being
No, yeah, she's saying hi to everybody. Like, she's not being weird or, like, ignoring people when they, like, acknowledge her. She does acknowledge, like, people throughout the halls and, like, says hi and things like that, which is, I feel like, pretty normal. Mm-hmm. But, you know, she's getting pretty hopeful when she gets, like, close to the hallway for her room, and she's like, oh, maybe I'll be able to shower first. And then, but who is in the hall waiting at her door? Because they can't go in.
Yeah, but Varys.
Yeah.
And Varys is there.
With his goons.
Yeah. And they walk and they end up kind of meeting. Because I think Rhea and Violet, like, are neighbors.
Oh, yeah. Their doors are across from each other.
Yeah. And they kind of walk towards each other, you know, and Reed does poke her head out, and Violet looks at her like, no, because she knows Reed would come out being a squad leader and going, hi, like, what's happening?
Absolutely,
like, I'm her squad leader, I'm here to defend her, and Violet does not want her to be looped in with this punishment, which I understand that. Like, this was not on her, literally, at all. Like, this isn't her hiding the truth from anything at this point. This is just, she flew. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she does ask Rhea. I don't know if she actually, like, says it, but, like, she motions to the dagger in the pouch and, like, wants her to take it.
Like, she looks down at it and gives her a look. But briefly, so, not Zayden, Varys wouldn't realize it. And they, you know, as per normal, check her bag. And Bodhi's flight jacket's in there, and he does, like, collecting them, I see, because she's not wearing her flight jacket either, which I know you loved. Would you like to?
Oh, because he says, I think it's after.
No, that you love that Zayden made her wear.
Yes, so Zayden, like, she's wearing Zayden's jacket, because Zayden was like, me, in my head, I'm like, this man is so, like, territorial to the point where he's like, you can't wear his jacket back. You have to be wearing my jacket. And I'm like, sir, she already has a jacket. Like, you could keep your second flight jacket so that you have it for later, you know? And you don't have to just, like, wear one sweaty, icky flight jacket for the rest of the time. Or,
like, for a whole week.
Yeah. Or you could, you know, just let her fly back in Bodhi's jacket, which was the jacket that she came with. But he was like, no, you gotta be wearing mine. That's crazy. So yes, Bodhi's jacket is in Violet's bag.
Yeah. And she's really happy she didn't put that dagger in there.
So happy.
Yeah. And they tell them to take her jacket and check the pockets. And then Kaori comes up.
Yes.
And does go, excuse me, did I just order you to strip a cadet? Which, I absolutely adore this scene. I loved it so much.
It was so good. Professor Kaori comes out and says, did I just hear you? Like Ashley said, did I just hear you order them your I think they call them aides.
Yeah, like, he's like, I don't know what you're calling them,
or something,
but aides.
Or what you're calling them, like your aides to strip a cadet. That is like a violation of some sort of, like, codex rule. And Varys claps back so quickly and is like, well, according to section 2 of the codex, she can't be impersonating an officer, and she's impersonating an officer because she's not wearing her own flight, like, jacket. And so he's trying to get her on basically impersonation of an officer.
And Violet does snap back at him.
Says, actually,
it's Article 4. Like, she does, like, clap. Oh my goodness. And I think that is such a good move. Like, what a way to really hit his ego.
I was gonna say, I loved it because it was such a small jab, but it was a hard one at the same time.
Because he's already so mad about it and really trying to find a way to dig at her. And so the fact that she can just be like, actually, it's Article 4. And, like, that would probably hit him right where it hurt at this moment.
Yeah, especially because, like, he has been searching her every single time, and he's getting increasingly more and more upset every single time he searches her because he's not finding anything. And he just wants to find that one thing.
So he can torture her. Like, he wants her.
Yeah, he wants the reason. He wants the fucking reason. And it's so interesting because Varish says, Kaori asks, also, since when do we search cadets like this? Like, when do we, like, go through their bags? Since when has this been happening? And Varish says, well, since I have become the commandant, like, it started. And Varish says, well, you can leave now, Kaori. And Kaori says, actually, I think I'm gonna stay because power needs to remain in check. Wouldn't you think, Varish?
Yeah. And he also Varish, does... Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Keep going.
Oh, and I was also going to say, like, Varish just keeps kind of saying, like, this doesn't involve you, Kaori. And they really try to shove him away.
Yeah. And the fact that he was like, well, power needs to stay in check. And Varish says, do you think I abused my power or something? And... like, he says, do you think I'm, like, abusing it, like, right now? I think he says something like that.
Like, in my position. Like, do you think I abused my power in this position?
Yeah, and Kaori says, I think that you abuse power in general.
Yes. Oh, no.
And, oh, no, I just think that you abuse the power in general. And then Varish is kind of starting to say, oh, this is going to be Violet's punishment, and Kaori cuts him off very quickly and says,
you haven't checked with Pancheck. I gave him a letter saying that, like, it was the choice of her dragon, her very powerful, very big, very concerned, very mated dragon. Like, this was not her. Like, she would not have left if it wasn't Taryn flooding her emotions, because he's very mated and he was very worried. And so then she got off scot-free. Like, this is not... she has no punishment. And
because
she's clear of all charges.
Yeah, all of the teachers and, like, the witnesses that were there all said that it was, you know, Taryn's emotion. And also he says, how do you expect a second year to block out this dragon when we, as officers, struggle blocking our own dragons out?
Yeah, and especially one as powerful as Taryn. Which I love that there's a teacher going up to bats with Varish. And Varish does take the jacket and go through every single pocket, and the dagger's not there.
Which we love to hear. And not only that is they, as, like, they're having, like, this kind of power play argument, which is nice to see, like, an actual teacher, like, go up to bat for Violet.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of Kaori saying it is so hard to block out your dragons, Varish says some of us are more... that might be a problem for you, but it isn't for me. I influence my own dragon. And
it's like some of us don't bow to the whims of our dragon. In fact, we influence them. Which, that's wild, sir. Can we just... sir.
Exactly. It's such a bold statement to say, especially because dragons are prideful, strong, loyal, powerful creatures.
And it's like they very much say they don't bow to the whims of humans. And so the fact that he's like, oh, we influence them, I'm like, that's a very, like you said, a very bold statement, sir. Can we... No. And Kaori does say, he's like, odd. Does that mean that you influenced Solus to burn the running cadets at Parapet? Which, love it. I absolutely love how Kaori isn't scared to, like you said, power move, like, back at him, like, immediately. Whereas, like, Violet can't do that. So we haven't seen somebody really go up to bat. Like, we've seen Terran do it, but in a different way, because it's a dragon. Like, we haven't seen a teacher do it for Violet.
Yeah, and it's so funny because basically Varys gets upset. He's like, gets huffy and puffy because, like, he didn't find anything in Xaden's jacket because he did search that jacket as well. Didn't find anything in Bodhi's jacket or in the bag, and they just kind of, like, leave the shit on the ground and then leave in a huff. Like, I don't know why, but I imagine, like, Varys saying, like basically, like, being a toddler, like, throwing a hissy fit. Fine, I'm gonna leave. Like, that's for some reason, like, what I imagine.
Because that's what he does.
Like, walks away, and, like, his two, like, goons are like, it's okay, like, next time, like, don't worry about it, like, we're gonna do it, like we got this, like, damn, that sucks, but, like, don't worry, next time, you know, like, kind of, like, trying to, like, hype him up almost. But, like, he's just, like, throwing, like, a little hissy fit, like, I don't care what you say, like, I
want to find it now.
Yes, basically that.
Yeah. And so, and Kaori does say, like, you're making enemies, Sorengale. Like, you can't do that. Yeah. And she does say, she's like, I don't think I made that one, though. Like, because she didn't. She really didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think he just came like that, too.
That's what she says. She's like, I think he came like that.
And, you know, that's, like, Kaori ends up leaving, and Rhee now finally sticks her head out the door because she's like, oh, everybody is gone.
Yeah.
And, like, pulls Violet into her room, and it's, like, this explosion of excitement because
it's Rhee, Sawyer, Riddick, and Violet. So it's, like, the four of them. It's not just Rhee and Violet. It's all four of them.
Yes. And there's, like, this explosion of celebration because Rhee is holding the dagger, and Violet says, oh my gosh, I didn't think that you could pull things through closed doors. And Rhee says, I didn't either. I couldn't until right now. I was just so scared that
whatever this is was going to kill you.
Yeah. Whatever this was is going to kill you. And then it's just like everybody's, like, so excited. Riddick and Sawyer are so excited for Rhee, and Rhee's like, okay, enough about the signet thing. What actually is this? Like, what's happening? Tell us, like, what, like, why is this so important?
Yeah. And, you know, Violet's like, she even says, she's like, there's 1,000 different ways I can kind of bend this truth, but she's like, they deserve the truth. Like, I'm tired of lying to them. And she just go like, I hope Xaden forgives me for this. And she says, it's for killing Benin. She finally did it!
I'm sorry.
It's out of my control. I apologize. We're so excited.
Yes, I can't tell you enough how I'm like, finally, bitch. I love this shit. Yes, tell your fucking friends because they will be there.
They will.
Like, they will
ride
go
or
up to
die
people,
we know that.
And, like, I loved the feeling that she had before. She was like, I feel so heavy and I, like, can't do this anymore. I cannot lift the load by myself. And I hope that, you know, the repercussion isn't Xaden hating me, and I hope that, like, I get to, like, also the huge fear of, damn, I really hope they get it. I hope they get it.
Yeah.
I hope they trust me. I hope that they also do not hate me for keeping this in, because I'm sure that she feels like a hypocrite because she was so mad when Xaden didn't tell her. And so she's like, well, if they have the same reaction, I technically won't be so surprised if they do, because that's the reaction that I had with Xaden, but also at the same time, like,
she doesn't want that.
she doesn't want that, and it's like this huge like bated breath, but the fact that she actually chose to do it, and I'm like, finally, this is perfect. I love this shit. Yes.
The timing was good of it too. Like, as much as I wanted her to tell them beforehand, I feel like she did need to go through that. You can't do it alone.
Exactly.
You're being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned that she needs to lean on people. She can't be Xaden.
Yeah, she can't.
And I do think, as much as it was so aggravating for her not to tell her friends, I do think it was a good amount of time, and just the payoff of, thank God.
I love that you're like, it was a good amount of time, and I was like, that was tragically long.
It was like, so long. It was so long. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that was so long. I know. I agree. She's clawing her eyeballs out.
Yeah, like and then like clawing myself up like a wall, like it just seems like,
I mean, it was so long, but also I do like how she had to go through that dilemma. And she did almost tell Marie a couple times. And it was super, 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 super long. Don't get me wrong. But I do like how we did get to see that inner turmoil for more than like a chapter.
That's true. Because this is basically a fourth way through the book, or according to Ashley, a third way through the book. So,
it wasn't like the end. If this was the full book, that would have been too much. But I do think it was long and hard to get through, because, like we've said, we value our friendship so much, like just friendships in general.
So hard.
And so, but I also, like you said, she has to, like, mentally, she was dealing with, 1, her entire world being changed. 2, she doesn't know if they're gonna believe her. She doesn't know if they're gonna go turn Xaden in, like, all of these things. She's trying to process
and kill
herself.
Everybody, basically.
Kill everybody. She, you said something else, and I was like, oh, yeah. Like, dealing with the hypocrites, like, all of it, and it's just so much on her plate, and still mentally working through that. And I think she knew she could trust her friends, but there was still that. I mean, I doubted it at first. I didn't believe it. But
yeah. Like, it's just like but I'm also just like, why did nobody say did you to her? Like why was that like why did you need to do that almost? Like,
the chapter ends there with her saying it's for killing Venom.
Yeah.
And thank fuck. Like I said, it was long, it was treacherous. I think it was a good amount of time.
I feel like it's been long overdue. Yeah, and now we get like the sigh of relief, and
because it's Violet and Xaden are talking. Now they're talking. A big sigh, like, obviously it's on Violet's shoulders, but since how it's written, you do get tense about it. You know what I mean? Like, Absolutely. It is like, oh my God. And then there's that like sigh of relief of like, oh fuck. Now we get to talk with everybody again. I've missed everybody.
Yay. I'm like, that's so also excited. The other thing is I have missed seeing everybody together.
Oh my God. So, like, I absolutely loved when they were down in the fucking fuck doing the SC.
Doing RSC.
Thank you. Yes, that.
Yeah, when they're in the chamber, the torture chamber. Yeah.
Exactly. And I loved it because there was the dynamic of all 4 of them, and I've really missed the dynamic of all 4 of them. And so
all together.
And so that is where the chapter ends. We're so excited.
Yay!
And we get the friend dynamics back. I'm proud of Violet for finally opening up.
I'm so proud of her, but I'm also really excited for these next chapters to see what she tells them, how they react, and what's going to happen next. Now that everybody is actually communicating with each other. So I'm so excited.
I'm excited to see how they react. Because obviously I know we've read this book, but it's been a while, and so like I vaguely remember, but I'm excited to see it again because of all this buildup. I'm very excited for that.
Very, very excited. But that launches us right on into our spoiler section. So if you guys were here for just the book review, thank you guys so much for coming, joining, and like listening in, like, swallow, and to subscribe, and do all of the things.
I'm so sorry. Like, swallow, and subscribe.
Like, follow. I said follow. I mean,
I figured that's what you said, but I needed to say that it sounded like swallow.
I mean, hey, if you're gonna swallow it, make sure you look them in the eye when you do it. They'll really like it. I'm letting you guys know it's gonna change a dynamic. follow and subscribe. And you guys can bow on out, but if you're here for the spoilers, welcome to the spoiler section.
We're glad to have you. This is always super fun.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you guys. We're very excited to launch into this because the beginning excerpts were quite juicy.
Yes, and as we were going through the chapters and like discussing them, I thought of like 3 things where I was like,
I also did think about something else too. I'm so sure that you haven't written it down. I didn't write anything down, but I'm sure that you've written it down. Also, yep, you were right. These were the things I was thinking of.
I was like, stop. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're on the same page.
Okay, yes.
But we have to wait. We have to get to the beginning excerpts
We're doing beginning excerpts first. Here we go.
Okay, let me move my iPad so I can actually read and like see it. We're doing chapter 28, right? Yes, we are. Okay.
Chapter 28 and chapter 29.
Yes, that's where we're starting for those that are just following along for the spoilers. Anyway, so the beginning excerpt for chapter 28 is, though Griffin... I always forget they spell Griffin that way. I'm so sorry. They don't spell it that. It's okay. I can talk about that later. Though Griffin riders are not capable of producing signets, they are not powerless. In fact, some would argue they honed lesser magic, especially mind work, into the deadliest weapon of all. Underestimating them is an error. Griffins of Poromil, a study in combat by Major Garon Savoy.
Couldn't tell you how to pronounce that name.
But how interesting that they hone mind work, whereas Navarians kill any intrinsic. How interesting.
Yes, and also the fact that they really focus on their lesser magic, where in Navarre it's called lesser magic for a reason. Like they don't hone that as
they do like a little bit.
Yeah, they can write and like, you know, like they can write with magic and turn on lights and, you know, do stuff like that, but to be quite honest, they don't use it in battle, and the fact that they use it in battle as Griffin riders, and it's openly stated, do not underestimate them. If you do, it's a mistake. Don't do that. Like, they are just as smart as we are, and we need to think about that too.
Yeah, and I do, like I said, it's very interesting that Navarre kills mind workers and like intrinsic. So if you can read someone's mind, if you can manipulate someone's mind and anything like that, they do kill you for that. But they don't, and they hone it and they use it.
Yeah, which is, I think, a great skill. In terms,
I agree.
Of things like that, and also,
obviously, we do see that later in this book.
Yeah, but I also was thinking about it, and I was like, I think we see it a little bit in the scene, like at the drop scene. I think we see it a little bit because of how like touchy Violet started to get towards the end of the interaction. I wonder if, like, you know, Kat was actually like slightly doing it.
Because she does say, like, she's like, why am I getting anxious? And,
yeah. I think, you know, her emotions definitely got heightened towards it, and she's like, what is going on? And I think she actually does, like, Kat kind of does it to her.
Yeah.
There. Unbeknownst to Violet, because I don't know if Violet knows.
She isn't told until later.
Yeah.
And obviously we do see it once they all join together and like on the maps, and so like we do see this mind work at play, which we all know Kat would have been killed if she was a writer for that.
Oh, for sure.
So I think it is really, really interesting, and it has to come back. It's just how interesting that they don't kill mind readers like that.
Chapter 29's beginning excerpt.
Yes. Cadets who are found absent without leave will be subject to court-martial by their chain of command if they are not executed on sight. Which is wild. Executed on sight for leave?
I mean, so I guess here's the thing is it's hard to think about that because I understand the executed on sight part because technically desertion
That's
is
true.
a thing. They, disobeying orders and, endangering other people is definitely a thing. But also on the flip side, I'm like, how do they control that with dragons? Because as we saw with Violet, mated pairs are much more intense.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they do that? Like, what if their dragon is like, no, we have to go. This is not safe. We need to go. And it's the dragon that did it, and yet the writer still is responsible.
Yeah.
So I find
it
that
is
quite interesting.
Yeah.
And I also think that, like, because of that, I think Varys really wanted a larger punishment for her.
Absolutely.
Because
she didn't get any punishment.
No, because the teachers, like, I don't know.
The Emetario and
ruled it.
Kaori
they judged
have
it.
her back.
Yeah.
And I believe if I remember correctly, Emetario, Kaori, and Devera all go with them to Erasure. If I remember correctly. Those are like the 3 teachers that are like...
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, because we'll go with you.
They talk about maybe having a school there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just find it interesting because, like, we all know that if it was up to Varys, it would have been execution for sure. But it would have execution. Been, yeah, I was gonna say,
slow and torturous.
It was gonna be very, very slow, very, very torturous, and I think he would have gotten Dane involved.
Absolutely.
I think he would have gotten Dane involved about it and been like, "Well, no, we're following the codex. So it's okay."
Yep. Yep. And speaking of Varys, she almost got caught for those daggers, and it is interesting on how they were so upset about the daggers too, and how he gave her a dagger.
About how Zayden gave her a dagger?
He gave Violet a dagger, and he gave the Griffin Riders 23 daggers.
Yeah, Zayden did.
Yeah, Zayden did. And we found it really interesting because they kind of get into how these daggers do help power the wards, because they're made from the same thing.
Yeah, which is why it was so significant for Violet not to have that dagger on her when Varys was searching her. Because we know that Varys is heavily looking for something, literally anything, and that dagger could have been such a big thing, especially because they found it they would have found it in Zayden's jacket. Yeah,
absolutely. So, and it was also really interesting in how when they were talking about the wards, and they were like, you're just hiding there in the wards, and how Zayden's like, well, for now, and he thinks the wards are coming down.
I mean, Brennan is also very concerned about that and does think that we have less time, because a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a year, but Brennan thinks it's going to be like 6 months. And I think that's like the time frame that Zayden's operating under as well, which is why the Luminary is so important. And like the juxtapose of Violet being like, well, that's not your risk to take, which
she's not hard. Wrong, but it is still a risk, because we did mention it in the the non-spoiler section. They need her to kill Venom. She's a really good ally, I'll say that. She's a great ally for them to kill the Venom. But also, if she is taken and she can't come back, we know that Zayden would do everything in his power to get her back, and that includes sacrificing the revolution. And so, it's just, and it would it's not his risk to take, but because he's the leader of the revolution, it is. Yeah,
I think that sometimes, once again, it's hard for Violet to understand the scope of leadership because she's not in leadership and she's never wanted to be in leadership.
She doesn't want to be in leadership.
No.
She openly says it.
I was like, she said it all, like, she said it so many times that I don't want to be in leadership. I don't care. We're not doing this.
And now, can we talk about how she is literally like the leader
basically
of
the
Tyrandor?
leader. Yeah. But also it's like we saw the build up through Onyx Storm that, you know, that was obviously going to be the outcome of the book. Like I think they said it in like the first like 2 chapters, and I called Ashley and I was like, she's going to become the leader of fucking something. Yeah. Like that
she says
crazy.
She's like, I don't want to be the leader. And it's like, I was like, she's going to be the leader.
She's going to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And because people. Sorry, there's still lightning. I was like, wow, it's by my window. Mm-hmm. And so, and because I do remember that, like in the first couple of chapters, like, oh, like you should go into leadership. You're really good at this. And she goes, nope, I don't want to be in leadership. Mm-mm. Which, that is
valid.
It's so valid, and it's kind of sad that she was forced. She doesn't remember it. She was forced into leadership.
Yeah, but also, you knew who you shacked up with.
Yes,
like,
exactly,
it's like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, but also like you understood the repercussions. Yes, like,
absolutely,
you knew that. Just like when Imogen said, like, if you wanted normal, you wouldn't have chosen Xaden. Period. Mm-hmm. End of the story.
Yep. But she also, I guess, didn't know that she was like, she knew it was erasure, but not all of Tyrandor at this moment in time. But she did know in Onyx Storm before all of the 12 hours thing happened.
Yes. But it's just interesting because this is like, you know, the first time that we see Kat, and I love to see like the very unfriendly dynamic of them doing this, but also the fact that I do think that it was a good time to introduce Kat because first of all, they finally finished fucking, which thank God. Second of all, she does come out of that and say that, like, I wish that I had more than, I'm glad that I have more than just his body or just his mind, that I get to have both now. Yeah. And then to see Kat, I think is going to, I mean, it does affect them in a way because Violet is really jealous. And I don't understand why Violet is jealous because,
like I said, he chose you, man. He is so smitten for her.
But like the way that Violet is described, like, and like the way that her hair is, like, she's just like a very beautiful, gorgeous person. Mm-hmm. And this is where I feel like
it seems like it could be maybe not stereotypically gorgeous.
Yeah, not stereotypically gorgeous, but she is gorgeous. She's pretty. In a very unique way. Yeah. I also just find, I don't know, I find like this type of like jealousy or like this type of like resentment boring and very base because I feel like it's an age-old trope, and I'm tired of seeing women being pit against women because it's like the idea of, well, I'm going to hate her on principle because she's pretty, and it's like I hate that. I think like that's like not a great thing to
I agree with that.
Like, once again, it's an age-old trope. I understand like how it's necessary because that is normally the first thing that pops up in your mind, especially as a human being. But
I also do, like you said, think Kat was manipulating her emotions.
Oh, for sure.
And I do like how,
like, I'm not saying
it's raining.
I mean, I was like, I'm not saying that Kat is not a bitch, but I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you. And it's like I think for how it's played out in the book, I think it makes it better. Like, it lessens the blow of it. Of like, oh god, now we're pinning them against each other. It's Violet's kind of trying to, like, she's like, she's a bitch, but I'm fine. And then how she starts manipulating her emotions. She's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I don't normally get this angry about this. What the fuck? Like, why am I so angry?
Absolutely. And like, I do think like some things are justified, but also it's like, it goes both ways. Like, I don't like that Kat is such a bitch to her. Yeah. Because I really don't like that, because it's like like, I get it. Like, you are also like really involved with Xaden, but
also didn't Kat's sister die, and she blames Violet because of the cliff. Remember, she tried to. They were moving, and then a wyvern came, and then her sister fell, and she got so. That's why she was manipulating. She was so mad that her sister fell.
I don't know if. Yeah, I think something like that happened as well. It's just like, I don't necessarily always love that dynamic of,
no.
Oh, we're going to bring the X in to like make like a smaller, like awkward, like villain. And I just like hate it because like in all technicalities, she is like an antagonist for now, you know? And I just don't know.
You don't like it.
Yeah. I was like, I just don't love it.
Yeah. And also, I guess kind of tying back to that scene, when he gives her the dagger, he does say, like, he's not the only one with bad dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that she's a dream walker. And so, is the dreams his? Is it Imogen's? Or is it hers? Like, we don't know. And I think it's all three.
Yeah.
At different points. Like, there's some points where I'm like, that is her dream. That is Imogen's dream, because they describe it very similarly. And then some of them could be Zayden's dream. But
yeah, unfortunately,
I do like
Zayden
that.
doesn't describe the dream yet.
No.
I don't know if he actually ever does until like Onyx Storm.
He doesn't.
Like the end of this book.
Yeah. Which also, I mentioned them in the, I didn't mention it, but I thought of them during the spoiler section. Or god damn it, the non-spoiler section. And I was sitting there and we were talking about it. And how Violet was like, we can't have venom near the hatching grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And Zayden is a venom at that point. And so, like, and Jack.
Yeah.
Jack is there. And we also know that, at least we're guessing, Zayden took the eggs in book 3. And so it's like, he went to the hatching grounds. What did he do? You know? Like, did he do something more than take the eggs? And so it's very interesting that they are allowing venom by the hatching grounds because they're not full ASIM yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I know this is like an odd thing to think about, but like, no. I was like, maybe that's why when they tried to put the ward stone up, it didn't work because he was a venom, but he's not a venom at that point.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no.
So.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's why it didn't work because he wasn't a venom. And the 6th thing is
a venom.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like a wyvern and a venom. Ooh.
Ooh.
Or a venom that has a dragon, which is like Sigale.
Yeah. Because like a venom channels through things.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if they need that to help turn it on? Like, ooh. Yeah. What if it wasn't an irid? It was a... Interesting.
But I have a feeling it's still an irid. I don't think that's gonna be correct,
no. But it would be interesting if it was.
What an interesting theory. Like, maybe that's why it didn't work because they need... Maybe it's a venom and an irid. Maybe a venom has to bond an irid. Which is why... Which would make sense why everybody's like, oh, Violet's gonna turn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I do think the entire thing is going to be sucked dry, like the entire continent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eventually. And I think for sure more and more, because it also seems like more and more people are turning. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Especially through the 3rd book and
like we're seeing students just pull and pull and pull, and I'm like, that's wild. Like, is it getting stronger and stronger?
Mm-hmm.
Is the magic getting stronger? Who knows?
Or is the dreamwalking venom going into a lot of people's minds and saying pull?
Oh.
Is like, are the wards getting weak enough for him to really infiltrate people's minds and things like that?
Yeah.
And because he's trying to make more.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, another thing that I did want to touch on, I know that you said you have a couple things you want to touch on. Do you want me to touch on the next thing, or do you want to touch on
I was like, actually, all the things that I wanted to touch on, you already wrote down, so I'm pretty good. So
cool. And so the other thing I wanted to touch on is how when they're talking with Kat and like that whole scene and like the whole situation, how you could very much tell Violet is everybody is in this bubble now. We are all civilians and we need to protect everybody. Whereas Xaden still has that disconnect. And you can kind of see the disconnect growing more and more and more. It's interesting just to see how that dynamic started. And you can kind of see that shift.
Yeah.
With them. Like that. Okay, he's here. She's here. But it starts going like that. Like it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it comes from Violet wants to protect everybody, and Xaden wants to protect Violet. And obviously, Violet wants to protect Xaden. We see it in the third book. But she still wants to find a cure to save everybody. Yeah, whereas I feel like Xaden would only do that for Violet.
Yeah, I think the thing is that Violet is a lot more self-sacrifice, where Xaden is not, like sacrifice everybody else.
Yeah.
In that sense, like, but in terms of, I do agree with that they are getting further and further apart because their mindset is slightly different.
Yeah. And this is a long shot theory. What if the letter at the end of Onyx Storm, I got it from the conversation, isn't Tyrandor? Because he doesn't call Tyrandor her. Ever. Like, have you ever noticed that he never calls Tyrandor her? What if she's yours now was talking to Bodhi or Garrick, and that was a letter he gave them so then they can rule? Maybe. It's not Tyrandor's Violet, it's she can be Bodhi's, she's yours now.
Yeah,
rule
protect
Tyrandor.
Her. Possibly. Because
again, he'll put Violet above everybody. Yeah. Which we see. He says it so many times. And I do think that's gonna make a huge play.
I was telling, Ashley about this, that I don't think that she got married to Xaden. I think she got married to Bodhi or Garrick or like somebody else who is ruling Tyrandor. I think that is going to be like the thing.
Yeah, and I do think it would be really like interesting because I don't think, Violet is going to be absolutely pissed with Xaden when they eventually see each other again.
Oh, because she got married to somebody else.
Yeah, or if he did marry, like how much of it was forced on her because she was out of it. She doesn't, you know what I mean?
Well,
like remember she fainted. She wasn't okay.
Yeah.
How much of it was forced? Because he also does say the like, oh my god, the priestess or whatever for Dune, like the god, owes him a favor. And so was the favor taking Violet, marrying her while she was unconscious?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty... Well, here's the thing. If she was unconscious the whole time, then Imogen did not wipe her memory, and Imogen is like completely like can go away from the conversation scot-free.
That's true.
So I think that the Princess of Dune like somehow got brought back, but also like Xaden is described as like, I think in maybe the end of this book or even in like the end of last book, described as a knight of some god. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. Like
I don't
an
remember
agent
either.
of some god, and I just think that definitely comes into play later. So
yeah, but I think it's interesting
to think about.
Yeah. But I do think even in that little conversation, it really did. At least it got my brains turning about like a lot of these like little like things in Onyx Storm. Like their viewpoints are so different. If you really think about it, put it in perspective, Violet and Xaden's viewpoints of how this is gonna go are so different.
Yeah, or maybe her is Sigale.
Sigale and Xaden is Von twisted.
Yeah,
or something.
But also like at the end of the letter, like she's yours now. Maybe it's talking about Sigale. Like, she is yours now. Please take care of her.
Yeah.
So, could also be talking about that.
There's so many, like, she
so
might
many
not be Tyrandor.
possibilities.
It could be so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
But, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Nope, I do not. So, if you're good and I'm good, I would say, I believe that's the end of our spoiler section.
Wow.
Thank you guys for sticking around. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit all of the buttons. Don't forget to download. And thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys. We love you.
We really do.
Bye.
Bye. And the last thing we want to say to you is, what did the void say to you? Bye.